You've got the dream, right? Moving to France. You're picturing the charming villages, the incredible food, the whole relaxed lifestyle. But there's a huge pitfall that not a lot of people talk about, and it could turn the dream into a total nightmare.
Hey, y'all, welcome back to the Europats. I'm Diane. This is my husband, Matt, and we are going to retire in France in 2030. But today we are talking about France's déserts médicaux or medical deserts. These are entire areas where just getting to a doctor is a major struggle. In this video, we're going to break down the map that reveals these healthcare deserts so that you can avoid making a really costly and stressful mistake.
Before we get into specific regions, it's important to understand the bigger picture. France's healthcare system is world renowned, but its excellence isn't evenly distributed. The reality on the ground changes dramatically depending on your postcode. This has created a two-speed system where some people have fantastic access while others struggle.
This problem is called desertification médicale or medical desertification. It's a growing issue caused by a wave of doctors that are retiring and not enough new ones taking their place, especially in rural or less attractive areas. Shockingly, different reports estimate that anywhere from 30% to as much as 87% of the population lives in an area with insufficient medical access. Over 11% of people in France do not have a primary doctor or médecin traitant because so many aren't accepting new patients.
And when we say medical desert, we don't just mean you're a bit far from a hospital. We mean waiting for months to see a specialist or having to drive over a half an hour to get to the nearest emergency room. This is the critical info you need before you even start looking at regions.
So, what actually makes a region a healthcare hotspot or a desert? We've analyzed several key factors. First up is the healthcare access. This includes the density of doctors per 10,000 people, the number of hospitals, and a critical stat called the rate of preventable hospitalization. A low rate here suggests that the primary local care is great at catching problems early.
Then we layer on the things that make a place somewhere you actually want to live. We're talking about the cost of living. We're talking about the climate, pollution levels, access to nature, and whether there is an active expat community. A place can have all the doctors in the world, but if you can't afford a croissant or you hate the weather, it's not a hot spot for you.
It's also really important to know how the system works for you as an expat. After 3 months of legal residency in France, you can apply for the public health insurance known as PUMA. This system
Usually.
reimburses about 70% of most medical costs.
And we put that in capital letters. Usually.
Don't come for us, people.
To cover the rest, the vast majority of people in France, around 95% of the population, get private top-up insurance called a mutuelle. The cost for a mutuelle can vary, but it's highly recommended to avoid any surprise bills, especially as costs for care continue to rise.
Okay, let's get to the fun part. Let's start with the good news, the places that balance great healthcare and a fantastic lifestyle. First up, a celebrated hotspot, the southern region of Provence-Alpes Côte d'Azur, or PACA. You know it for the lavender fields, the Mediterranean beaches, and over 300 days of sunshine a year.
But here's the surprise. It also has areas with some of the best primary and specialty care access in the country. In fact, the PACA region has one of the highest densities of doctors in France. This makes it a brilliant choice for retirees, for anyone with a chronic condition who wants both excellent health care and an unbeatable quality of life. Plus, With big expat hubs in cities like Nice and Marseille, you're not going to be lonely.
But what if you're less lounging on the beach, people, and more hiking up a mountain? That brings us to our next hotspot, the Auvergne-Rhône Alps region, particularly departments like Haute-Alpes and Savoy. In one 2025 media ranking of the healthiest places to live, these departments were right at the top of the list, with Haute-Alpes being named the best.
These areas were praised for their incredibly low pollution and solid medical infrastructure, with a high number of doctors and hospitals per person. It's an absolute paradise for an active lifestyle. We're talking skiing, hiking, and breathing crisp, clean mountain air. But here's the trade off. While the overall health score is high, this is where you can hit those rural doctor shortages. You might have the best air quality in France, but find yourself driving further to see a specialist. It's a balance you have to be okay with.
Okay, now for the most popular choice for expats, which also happens to be the most complicated, the Paris region, Ile-de-France. You'd think Paris has it all, and in some ways, you'd be right. It has the highest concentration of hospitals and top specialists in the entire country. If you have a rare condition, Paris is where you will find the experts.
But, and this is a huge but, day to day care is a completely different ballgame. The sheer population density has created its own kind of medical desert right in the city. A shocking report revealed that nearly two-thirds of residents in the Ile de France region, 62.4%, don't have sufficient access to healthcare. Then there's the cost. A standard GP visit has a government regulated fee which is set at 30 euro. But specialists in Paris, especially those in the private system, often charge way more, and the state reimbursement is still based on the standard fee. And that's where your mutuelle goes from being a good idea to an absolute lifesaver.
And from the complicated, we move to the areas you should approach with caution. We have to talk about the regions that consistently struggle with healthcare access. One part is Haute de France in the north. This region contains some textbook examples of a medical desert. Studies show that this area has a lower density of medical facilities and a significant portion of the population living in a medical desert. While the cost of living there is much lower, that savings comes with a pretty big trade off in your access to care.
Now, let's look at two other regions that are incredibly popular with expats: Normandy and Brittany. They offer that idyllic coastal lifestyle, but they perfectly illustrate the dream versus reality problem when it comes to healthcare.
Now let's start with Normandy. The region is known to be experiencing a severe doctor shortage. Some departments are in a critical state. The Department of Orne, for example, is a textbook case of a medical desert, being one of the worst served areas for specialists.
Brittany's situation is complex, but it's also facing a growing problem with medical deserts, especially in its central rural areas. While the region's overall doctor density is propped up by cities like Rennes and Brest, away from those hubs, it can be a real struggle to find a GP. In late 2023, the Regional Health Agency identified priority intervention zones covering over 12% of the population due to insufficient access to care.
So, for both Normandy and Brittany, you might get the charming seaside villages that you dream of, but that comes with a very real risk of struggling to get a doctor's appointment. It is a serious trade off you have to be prepared for.
So, after all that, how do you actually use this information to make your choice? It really all comes down to your personal needs. If you have a pre existing health condition or need regular access to specialists, your best bet are the regions with proven quality and density. That means taking a hard look at Provence Alpes Côte d'Azur for its great balance, or if your budget can handle it, the major cities of Ile de France for its unmatched concentration of experts.
If you're young, healthy, and your top priority is an active outdoor life, then the departments in the Southern Alps like Haute Alp or Savoy are a dream come true. They offer an incredible quality of life as long as you go in knowing the reality of rural healthcare, where you might need to be more patient and drive further for non emergency care.
What about families? Well, the good news is that preventive care for children is a national priority. However, access to the pediatricians and other specialists often follows the same regional trends we've all been talking about. So that's definitely still a factor to consider.
And for those looking for that perfect hybrid, a dynamic city with job opportunities but easy access to nature, you really should seriously look at the Auvergne-Rhône Alps region. Home to Lyon, it offers a fantastic compromise between the chaos of Paris and the slower pace of the deep south, with a solid healthcare infrastructure to back it up.
To help you do your own research, we've gathered a few official and informative links that we will put in the description listed below. You can find governmental health statistics and reports from sources like DREES, DREES, which is the Directorate for Research, Studies, Evaluations, and Statistics. Another key resource is AMELI, the online portal for the French health insurance system.
We also recommend checking out the interactive maps from the consumer rights organization UFC K Choisir. This site allows you to see the healthcare access levels by address. We will have that link in the description below. Finally, the website for each Agence Régionale de Santé, or ARS, provide specific data and news for the region that you are interested in. You can find a portal to all regional ARS sites at sante.gouv.fr. Again, the link will be in the description below. That was a mouthful.
Yeah, it was.
Wow.
Here's the key takeaway: that dream of a life in France is absolutely achievable, but you have to look beyond the postcard pictures. There is no single best place to live. There is only the best place for you.
And understanding this map of healthcare hotspots and deserts is a non negotiable part of making a smart decision. Don't let a hidden but totally preventable problem derail your new life in France before it even gets started. Let us know in the comments if any of these regions surprised you and where you are planning to move. We always like to hear what you guys have to say.
We were actually a little surprised with a couple of the places.
Yeah, Brittany and Normandy made me a little sad, I'm not gonna lie. Because as you all know, those are our two favorite places.
Well, those two and another, but
But yeah, those are our favorites.
mhm.
I want to see Miss Jean.
For more videos like this, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. We put out a new video every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Central. So make sure you ring that notification bell so you don't miss our next one.
And if you get any value out of our content and you want to support our channel, you can check out our Patreon page, which, P.S., I may or may not have made a sourdough bowl from scratch and recorded every step of the way. And I might have put that over on our Patreon page.
And it was good.
Allegedly.
There ain't no allegedly about it.
It was so good, y'all. It had been a hot minute since I had made
It's been a
sourdough.
while since she's made some sourdough, and now I think she's getting ready to make some sourdough chocolate chip cookies.
That's right. Maybe even a video of that.
Y'all feel jealous.
Anyway, check out our Patreon page. We have a lot of stuff over there. You can also buy some coffee. You can also join our channel by clicking the link below. And if you really want to be a cool kid, you can check out our merch because we have a lot of good stuff over there as well.
So we want to thank every one of you for watching our videos, and we appreciate every one of you.
Absolutely. We appreciate all of the comments, especially on our last video. We got a lot of good comments. So
Yes.
please keep them coming. And we just appreciate you guys and all of your support. So, y'all have a great week. We will see y'all next Saturday at 10 o'clock.
Aviento.